Hello, I'm Saranya from the Department of Graphics and Creative Design. Now I'm going to share some few words about database management. In database management, we have data model. We are going to see data model. Data model is nothing but it is a visual representation of a data item and the connection between them. Data models are used to describe how the data is stored, accessed, and updated in DBMS. DBMS is Database Management System. It is used to storing data and used to manage the systems. Then the next is the structure of database management in the data model is a collection of tools for describing data, data relationship, data semantics, and consistency constraints. A data model provides a way to describe the design of database at the physical, logical, and view levels. The next is the data model contains four types. The first one is relational data model, semi-structured data model, entity relationship data model, object-based data model. Now we are going to see the four types of data model. First one is relational data model. A collection of tables to represent both data and the relationship among those data. Each table has multiple columns and each column has a unique name. The table are also known as relations. The next is entity relationship model. ER model uses a collection of basic objects called entities and relationship among these objects. The next is object-based data model. The object-oriented programming, especially in Java, C++ or C#, has become the dominant software development methodology. The last one is semi-structured data model. The semi-structured data model permits the specification of data where individual data items of the same type may have different set of attributes such as XML language. The next one is database system architecture. The database system architecture describes the structure and how the user are connected to the specific database system. It also affects the performance of the database as it helps to design, develop, implement and maintain the database management system. The next one is we have two types of database layer. They are, one is two-tier architecture, the next one is three-tier architecture. The two-tier architecture is based on client-server machine. In this type of architecture, the application on client side interact directly with the database present at the server side. This interaction between client and server uses application program interface like ODBC and JDBC, Object Database Base Control, and JDBC. This is the diagram for two-tier architecture. In the two-tier architecture only we have client and server. We also the data must be passed through the client and server. The next one is three-tier architecture. The three-tier architecture consists of three layers. They are client tier, business tier, and business data layer. Then we can say as client layer, business layer, and data layer. In the T-tier architecture, the client machine acts as a merely a front end and does not contain any direct database call. Instead, the client end communicates with an application server, usually through a forms. This is the diagram. In the client, we can't directly interact with the database. Between the client and the server, we have the one layer, that is the application layer, that acts as the interface between the client and server. If the data can't go directly to the client and server. It interacts with the application and it goes to the database. This is the two-tier and three-tier architecture. Once again we will revise about three-tier. The three-tier is we have the communication between client and server. Two-tier we have only communication between client and server, but in the three-tier architecture we have to communicate with client server, but in between we have the application server that is used for interacting for communication.